It's summertime. I'm African American. I want braids. Okay. I go to your site to book an appointment. I see that knotless braids are $350. Outrageous, but I'll let you rock. I scroll down. Bohemian knotless braids is 450 USD. Well, Angela, the human hair is probably included, right? Wrong. You're wrong. If you want human hair, that's an additional $60. And if you want butt length, that's an additional $50. I'm damn near 6 foot. Okay? I'm not 13. I ain't getting no mid back. Okay? My hair is to my ass always. Always. Okay? 560 goddamn dimmadome dollars for some braids. What? Why are y'all trying to get a Birkin off the braids? You are literally telling me right now in my face that because curly hair has entered the chat, because synthetic blend opened the door, it's $100 more. And then what confuses me even more, it's not like y'all put a lot of curly hair in the Bohemian braids. These 15 pieces of hair should not be $100, bruh. It just, I shouldn't be in the chair looking in the mirror like, more hair, sire. A crumb, a wee bit more. Like, no, you've lost it. I gotta go back to doing my own hair.
Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Are you good? I hope you're good. If you're not good, hopefully this video will help you be good. Hopefully it'll bring a little bit of joy in your life, because you know things are rough out here in these streets. And when I talk about rough in these streets, we're gonna talk about pricing of things. Listen, one thing that we can all agree on is that braid prices are high and getting higher. And like nails, braids have been one of those things that have gone up. It just exploded, right? Because we remember when nails were $25 and now they're like $120. I remember when box braids used to be $40. And that was across the board. That was everywhere you went. It was just standard $40. And when I tell you them things was bad, it wasn't no knotless at that time. It was with the knot in it. So it was $40 for braids. Those same braids right now may run you $160, maybe $120, and they're not going to be the same. I will say these braiders have gotten lazy, and they will do small braids in the front and do some crazy stuff in the back. So can they charge their worth? Absolutely. Do I agree with what they're charging? That ain't my business. I've chosen to do my child's hair myself, because guess what? I'm not paying the price. When I look on the booking site, I'm like, you know, I can't justify it. I really cannot justify it. So, you know, that's my opinion. But yeah, we're going to get into some videos. How do y'all feel about the braiding prices? I'm specifically talking about braids right this minute, but I haven't watched all the videos, but I'm assuming that most of them have to do with braids. But just talk about braids. How do y'all feel about it? How do y'all feel about the prices of things when it comes to hairstylists and how we're charging the people? If I'm paying for a service, I want it to be a quality service. I want it to be a timely service, and I want it to make sense. If it's on your booking site, that's what you get. If I pay you a deposit, I expect that my deposit goes towards my hair, not towards your booking site fee. But you know, that's just me. Let's get into the video and let's talk about it in the comments.
After today, I'm raising my prices. I am a braider, okay? I'm a braider. But I'm sitting here thinking, I came an hour, almost 2 hours before it's time for my client to come. I'm prepping hair. She's getting a bohemian style, extra small, right? Let me break it down why most braiders charge what they charge. I provide all hair, braiding hair and the boho hair. Not a lot of braiders provide the boho hair. They might provide the braiding hair, but they'll tell you have to use your own bundles, come with your own bundles. I provide all that. I've spent, just like yesterday, I re-upped from hair. I spent over $2 something getting hair. And mind you, this is only for like 2 or 3 heads. I'm coming out of my pocket. I have to buy product. I provide the hair. I'm a braider, so some days I'm standing up from 9 to 13 hours. could be more depending on the length and, you know, the density of your natural hair. Like I said, I'm getting ready to up my prices. If you have not booked with me and you're looking to book with me and you like my prices how they is right now, you need to book. I'm telling you, because when I raise these prices, I'm raising my prices.
Okay. Now that she has broken down her prices and why she charges the amount that she charges, do you agree with that? I have to agree with her, because if you're paying $200 something just for the hair, and you're providing the hair, then whatever she's charging, as long as it's not like $800, I have to understand that, you know, she's charging for her labor. She's pre-stretching the hair. She's doing all the things, and she seems to care about hair. So I'm gonna assume that she is a quality braider. And if her price is like around $400 something, and she's gonna go up, is it worth it? Is it worth it when your hairstyle is going to last you for maybe, I don't even know how long braids last for regular people. I know I keep this little girl hair braided about 2 months, honey. So if I had to pay about $250 for braids based on, you know, the length and all that stuff, that's not bad. That's really not bad. Is that what I used to pay? No. And am I salty about it? Yes. But am I going to pay it? Probably. But because I don't want to pay it, and that's not in my wheelhouse to pay, and that's not what makes sense to me, and that's not how I feel like my budget need to go, I decided to learn how to do braids. But I mean, I've done braids forever. If there's something that I did not know how to do, I would have learned how to do it, because the amount that these girls are charging, I ain't mad at them. I'm not mad at them. You're providing a convenience. I hate when people say it's a luxury service. It's a convenience for the people. It's not a luxury service. A luxury service is when you wrapping my hair and then, you know, towels and give me a steam bath and all that. That is luxury service, in my opinion. This is more of a convenience. So, you know, you pay for conveniences. When you go to Cumberland Farms or wherever you go, Wawa, for, you know, that nice, I don't know, sandwich that been sitting inside the little roller thing for about 2 days, you're paying for the convenience of it. Is it worth $5? How much you paying, or the nasty pizza they have? No, it's not. It's not. As a matter of fact, you wouldn't even normally pay for it if you did not need it, because guess what? It's convenience. It's not even a necessity. It's a convenience, because you don't feel like going back home and making a sandwich, so you wouldn't have got that $5 sandwich that costs 99 cents. It tastes like it costs free.
I found myself on Black Girl Braid Talk. Why I'm here? Because of the artistry, okay? And I love to see the transformation. And some of these braiders are just so freaking talented. One of the girls I've been following for a minute is Destiny Hair. Literally, she's tea. She's everything. I just recently made a video like talking about how sometimes she works from like 9 a.m. to like 9 p.m. And I like thought to myself, like, I really, because I don't know personally how long some of these braids, like these styles really take. And then I'm like, also, I wonder what her prices are. 10-hour service. $800, which includes hair. Okay, a 6-hour service, $375, which includes the hair. Do y'all know how much white bitches are paying for their hair? White bitches are paying so much fucking more. Like, it's crazy. Maybe it's location. I don't know. Maybe because I live in Las Vegas and she like lives in Dearborn, Michigan. I don't know. But I went through like a little phase where I had like long extensions. I got tape-ins. Okay, tape-ins. The hair itself, I want to say, was a bit $650, and then just to install the tape-ins was $350. So like you're looking at $1,000 right there, and then maybe takes less than 2 hours, less than 2 hours, and then you have to get them like pulled up every. It depends how like fast your hair grows, but typically like every. Some people do 4 weeks, some people go 6 weeks. $250 every time. And when you like my hairdresser, when she would just like pull the tape in, it took 30 minutes, legitimately 30 minutes, $250. Then I got keratin bonded ones. That was even more expensive. The hair that I bought, and I think I went only 18 inches, so I didn't go super long, and I got 3 bundles. I believe my hair was like about, I want to say $1,000 at least, $1,000 to $1,200. And then to install it was another $1,000. And then you have to, like, it does last a little bit longer. I think it lasts like probably 3 months, just again, depending on how long your hair grows. But like, they have to like take it out and then like reinstall it. You're looking at another $1,000. And that took maximum maybe 4 hours, I would say. My one girlfriend, she gets like a bunch of like keratin bundles, and she's like really, really long hair. She says every 3 months she spends like 3 racks, $3,500. And I saw the prices and I was like, yo, this shit is legitimately, she's 10 hours there and it's only $800, and it comes with the hair. Excuse me?
Okay, so I did a video about this. Well, I mentioned this in a video a while back where I was like, is it that people of other persuasions and lighter hues are paying more money for their hair? Because I was mind blown when I realized that somebody paid almost $3,000 for a hairstyle and it was just extensions in a color. And I was like, huh? Because I ain't paying that. I ain't never paid that. And I wish somebody might tell me I need to pay that. But I realized that when I look at, because I go down the rabbit holes, I realize that what we pay as Black people is not necessarily what the other people pay. Even their haircuts are a complete different price and the service is completely different. They might just get a haircut. They might not even get blow dried and their prices is ridiculous. It might be $250 for a haircut. Come on in, Black people. Are we paying $250 for a haircut? Absolutely no. Because when I tell you, after we cuss you out and take them damn scissors and probably try to you with it, no, we're not paying that. So when she sits there and she compares the price of what her services look like versus the 8-hour, 10-hour service that includes hair, that brings into perspective for me why a braider would charge $800, basically $80 an hour for their services, and that includes the hair. I can't be mad at it. I cannot be mad at it. Am I gonna pay it? No, because that ain't for me. She's not, I ain't her demographic. She is not pandering to me. She's not telling me to come get my hair done because I know I'm not even in there. I just sit there and look at the hair like, oh, it's beautiful. I love it, for whoever's willing to pay it. She knows her worth. People pay it. I'm sure she's booked out the yin yang. But when you look at the differences in prices, I think what it is that for so long we used to get our hair braided by cousins, sisters, aunts, and we used to trade hairstyles, you know. So $40 was nothing, you know, because it's something I could do on my own. It was just convenient to having you do it, or I'll do your hair, you do my hair. So now when young ladies, and these are young girls too, they're charging $300 for a hairstyle or some braids. We're looking at them like, but it is a lot that goes into braiding. It is a lot that goes into braiding, because I'm telling you, when it's time to braid my baby hair, I'm sitting there looking like, God dang, I don't even want to take the hair out. So I just couldn't imagine doing that even 2-3 heads a day or even a week. I could not imagine that. Back in the day when I was younger, that was nothing to us, because we used to charge for micro braids. It used to be like $60 to maybe $100, and you brought your own hair, so it was nothing. And them hairstyles last forever. Every once in a while, you come and get your crown done. You know, you get your round the world or whatever it was. But now, I don't even think they do micro braids because they're not trying to spend that much time. So anyway, let's get into some more videos of why the girls are charging what they charge and why they could care less how you feel about what they charge. You either get your hair done or you don't. It ain't for you. So let's get to the video.
Okay, I really appreciate the love that y'all have shown on this video. I'm so glad that y'all like the style and everything like that. But please understand, this style costs $750. My price for small Goddess knotless with human hair, as stated on my site, is $550. On top of that, it states on my site that any additional colors or any additional density is going to incur an additional fee. That fee is $100. So for 3 colors, you're looking at an additional $200, which, if we do math, makes this style $750. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2. It took 8 hours to do these braids. That includes the hand blending of the braiding hair, the hand blending of the human hair, the separating of the braiding hair, the separating of the human hair, on top of installing it. With those braids, I probably added about 10 pieces of human hair per strand. These braids have 3 pieces of human hair per strand. So you can understand the amount of additional time it takes to add those additional strands. All of the information that you need to achieve this style or to book this style is in the comments. Some of y'all are asking me like, how much of each pack did you use? How much of each color? I'm not gonna lie, that's a really ridiculous question to ask. Am I supposed to tell you that I use 5/8 of the color 30 and 1/2 of the No, I did what was in my heart. It's just like cooking. When you have a talent or a skill, a lot of the time you're just going off of muscle memory. You're just going off of what feels right, what makes sense in that moment for that client. Every client is different. Some people may want more blonde. Some people may want more brown. It depends on what you want and what matches your skin tone and everything else. There's so many factors when it comes to perfecting a hairstyle. Please do not ask weird questions like that. It's just too specific and it just doesn't even make sense, okay? Reading is fundamental, okay? Reading is fundamental. My God, go through the comments before you ask a question. Now, I appreciate the comments because it increases my visibility, okay? But I'm not going to reply. I'm not going to reply to something if the answer is already there. So if you've left a comment and I didn't reply, it's because the answer is already there. I'm not going to repeat myself. I have 3 kids and I run a business. I don't have time for that. Yeah, I hope to see y'all though, but please understand, like, I'm definitely not the most expensive person, but I have also been doing hair for 17 years now. So I'm not new to this. I'm very much so true to this. Please respect that. I mean, you see the work. You see the work, okay? Respect it. If you can't afford me, that's perfectly fine. But understand that these braids are $750, okay? And that's minimum. And I'm about to raise the price because y'all keep playing with me. Okay, that's all.
Okay. Now, I had to sit here and think about this. She raised a good point. Like, you know, people saying that she's charging too much for her braids. Okay. So while I was listening to her, now I'm wondering, because she says that people in her comments complaining, is it because this lady, if she's doing she says, all right, so she says it takes about 8 hours per day, which is a normal work day, and I'm assuming she works about 5 days a week, right? No, we're gonna assume that she works 6, because most of these girls actually do work 6 days. So at $750, because I did the math, honey. I did the math. Let's do it together. Let me just do it again. $750, right? Times 6 is $4,500. Is that what everybody's looking at? Is that what everybody's mad about? Is the fact that she may make $750 a day? Is that what we're thinking about when we're giving her our $750? Is that, how dare you make so much money just doing hair, just braiding hair? That's not even a skill. Is that what we're thinking? Because I can see where people would, you know, use they would use that as a reason to hate, right? So, you know, you can't put your stuff on me. If I feel like I need to make $700, you can't tell me nothing otherwise, because they're paying it. So I can't even be mad at her. And at the same time, you have to think about that $750. She's charged you for her labor, pre-stretch, and all that stuff here, yada, yada, yada. If it's a service and it's a good service, I guess you need to pay the $750. But I think that a lot of the hate comes from the fact that it's a lot of money that's being paid out of pocket and going into her pocket. And that's just me playing devil's advocate. At the same time, as a person that ain't paying $750, I'm just not gonna pay it. I don't care how much money you're putting into your pocket. I'm gonna ask you how much the hair is, and I might go out and buy my own hair. But then you have these hair girls that are like, I only use this hair, and I'm only gonna provide this hair. Now, if the hair is quality and my hair lasts as long as I need it to last for the amount of time, maybe I get my wear per use or use per wear cost, or cost per wear, however they say it. But yeah, that's a lot of money. I ain't mad at it, because, you know, I'm thinking to myself, like, dang, there's corporate jobs where you don't make that much money. So I ain't mad at it, girl. You found your niche and you good at it. Charge your worth, honey. She said she going up.
Price it for hairstyles, like if you're a braider, you're a beautician, whatever. Like, when you make your prices, make sure you price your mother worth. So boom, today this girl had inboxed me like, you got a squeeze in for this Thursday for some booty length braids. I did take the day off, but I'm thinking maybe I can. I'm like, well, what size do you want for your booty limb braids or whatever? She like, size medium. And before I could even respond, she hit me with the, yeah, because I've been paying $290. So I go look at my price point because I'm about to tell her how much I charge. And I looked at my shit and said $260. So you coming to me because I'm a cheapo, huh? You coming to me because I'm a cheapo. So you've been going to this bitch. This other bitch charge you $290. You come to me because that's $30 off. So basically, I need to be charging $300. Basically, that's what I heard, because shit, my shit is medium and smalls is my specialty. With medium's number one for sure. And you on booty length, this bitch charging you $290. You come to me and I'm getting $30 and us a squeak. Girl, I've been saying I'm gonna raise my prices, but that was my sign. Raise my prices, but I really want to keep my old clientele. Like, I love my clientele. I don't want to, I don't know, but yeah, ladies, just know your worth when you pricing these prices, because
I'm gonna say something controversial. I fully understand why hairstylists be charging $300, $200 plus for a simple boho knotless moment. Yeah, let's really talk about it. For my hair specifically, the extensions, I got color 30, and then I got curly pieces, I got blonde, and then I got pink because I had a specific thing I wanted. And then the dye, to dye my hair to match the extensions, everything in total came up to $61 or like $65. So we're already at $65 just for the supplies for the hair, right? Now you come home, you're blow drying, you're parting the hair. Do you guys know how long parting takes? Parting takes at least a good 3-4 hours if you actually want the lines to look good. You part. It doesn't get easier. You part, you section your hair out, and then you have to prep the fucking hair. That takes a solid 3-4 hours, right? I bet. Cool. Now you have everything together. Now you're spending 4, 5, 6, 7 hours on braiding the hair. Not to mention the cramps you get in every single one of your fingers while you're braiding. It doesn't matter if you're not using your pinky to braid, your pinky will start to cramp, because my pinky has been cramping for the past 2 days. Now say if the person is being paid hourly, I get paid $16.50 hourly, right? So I've spent a total about 6-7 hours on my hair right now. We're already at $115. Now $115 plus that $64 I used to get the supplies for my hair. Now we're at $179. And then all the extra stuff, the parting, the hair prepping, the cramping. Imagine how much, like, you know, before I really didn't understand it, but since I started doing my hair, I low-key get it, y'all. I low-key, high-key get it, y'all.
$500 for braids. Oh my God. When I was braiding hair, I charged $125. And they were not big braids. They were small to medium size. The length, I didn't even put an emphasis on the length. And how much hair you got? Because some people got some thick hair. And that crown is, it's like more hair. And I just charged a flat $125. Y'all charging $500, and they big braids, boho braids, knotless braids, they don't even last a long time. And y'all charging this much. I'm saying all this to say this is why I haven't gone back to braiding hair. Because the lady with the one eyelash, everybody know her. She had a booked appointment with somebody, and somebody complained. I'm not going to say who and names and all that. And now she on here doing like a Risa Tisa videos back to back explaining herself. The girl stated that they were 30 minutes late. She booked her appointment when there was the promo going on, but then the one eyelash lady canceled the promo. And so, but said that she would still get the promo price, but the promo was supposed to be for knotless. And the girl thought she was coming for knotless, but they said they can't do knotless because her hair too short. See, all of these rules and regulations. When I said I will braid your hair, I didn't charge a deposit. If you showed up, you showed up. If you didn't, hey, a free day for me. Because it wasn't my livelihood. It was just what I did. You know, it was like extra. You know, you always got to have an extra money flow coming in. If I did go back to braid hair, I wouldn't charge $500 for something that's not going to last. Boho, knotless or with the braids with the hair out, it's not going to last. Because if you use synthetic hair for the little pieces that hang out, they're going to get ratted, natted, and just clumped up. If you use human hair, you still got to treat it like it's human hair, and it's going to shed, and it's going to just look unkempt after a while, but your hair is going to grow in the roots. So it's not going to last. And to pay $500 for that, to each his own now, is ridiculous to me. But I come from a different era. When I was coming up, we had the big fat braids, we called them dookie braids. I literally paid $50 to $70 for dookie braids. And those the big fat braids, and you know, they would pull them up and make a design out of them and all of that. Certain shops, and they do micro braids. They play in your head because all the braids around the rim are going to be tiny. And in the middle, you're going to have fat parts. So when you pull it up, it's not going to be full. It's going to be thin. Your ponytail is going to be waving in the wind. And you're going to be like, why my ponytail so thin? Because they played you in the middle. Drama. These beauty shops always got drama. These braiding shops always got drama. We need to go back to the days of old where you had real beauticians taking care of your hair and giving you nice styles. We segregated, so we might as well go on back all the way back. We making America great again, so why not?
So I just seen a video of a braider charging $1,500 for a client's hair, and it was pretty long. The braids were long, but I'm like, paying $1,500 to get some braids? Now, in no way do I want to hate on that person's business. If a person wants to pay $1,500 for braids and their hair looks nice, go ahead and do that. But that just gets me thinking, whatever happened to when you grew up, everybody knew how to braid hair. I mean, they didn't just know how to braid hair. They knew how to do all types of hairstyle. Braid, French braid, plaits, twist, freaking everything. And we wouldn't really charge each other. We would just practice on each other's hair pretty much. Either that or do it ourselves. And sometimes we would pay people to do our hair, whether or not it was paying somebody to do our micro braid. But most of the time it was because we didn't feel like doing our hair. But I'm watching so many videos now of so many people talking about how much they are paying to get their hair braided. And then all of the drama that they're going through to get it done. Now, again, if a stylist is good, stylist, braider, hairdresser, cosmetologist, whatever you want to call it, if they're good at business, then I will support their business. But when the business is bad, I'm not coming back. It's just so many horror stories now, listening to video after video after video where people are talking about their horrible experiences. I'm just like, you know what? I could do it myself. I could take 2 or 3 days to go ahead and do my braids, twists, whatever I want to do myself. But I want to know, did you guys grow up doing the same thing? Did you guys grow up having your friends that were able to braid your hair, or did you grow up braiding your hair, or did you just not learn how to do it? Because if not, I see why these braiders are charging an arm and a leg for people to come and get their hair done. I think more people would come and support the business if it was at a more reasonable price, especially with inflation going on right now. So do you guys know how to braid hair? If so, comment below.
Well, there you have it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, how do I feel about it? Like I said, like she was saying, this last lady said, you know, I told y'all that, you know, we bartered with hair. We did each other's hair. We charged a certain price. And that was because we were young. You know, we weren't adults. Now, these people that are braiding hair they're still young. Some are adults, but they're charging based on their worth, and they're charging based on their time and what they feel like they need to charge based on whatever. You know, I can tell you how to price your services, and people are paying it. So that's the thing, you know. It's almost like when I go to buy some bread, I can go to Aldi and buy bread, Aldi versions of bread or whatever, and pay, what is it, like 89 cents. I don't know how much bread is right now because I think in the video I told y'all I'm eating keto bread. But anyway, I can pay, it says a dollar for bread at Aldi, or I can go to Publix and buy their generic bread, and their generic bread may be $2.99, or I can buy the highest of the bread, which is maybe $7. You know what I mean? My price is not necessarily your price. So you can't tell me that I shouldn't pay $7 for bread, because that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? You can't tell Publix not to sell bread for $7, because guess what? They have a market for it. So that's how I feel when it comes to, you know, braids, nails, hair, and all those things. I can't tell you what to charge. Do I feel like it's ridiculous? In some cases, yes, absolutely. I feel like it's ridiculous. Like the girls that charge $800 for nails, but they are marketing a certain demographic of people, and those people feel like if they spend more money, they get a more quality version of service. That's not necessarily true. Not necessarily true, because I'm gonna tell you that there's a particular person that gets their nails done, and he's a famous designer, and I love his nails sometimes. But sometimes I just look at them nails like, why? And I know how much the girl is charging. And I'm like, what the? They look a mess. You know what I mean? And I feel like I do a better service. But my clientele is not going to pay $1,000 for nails because I'm not in that demographic. That's not who I market to. That's not that's not what I'm looking for. But then again, my situation is different. I don't do nails as a full-time job. That's something that I do because I love doing it, and that's my skill set that I like to keep going. So it's the same thing with, you know, the people that are talking about the braids where they do their own braids. Like I said, if I had to charge to do my daughter's hair based on the amount of time that it takes in a day, them boho braids, knotless braids, they take a long time. They do take a lot longer than just the regular braids that we used to do when we used to burn the ends. They take a lot more time. And I will tell you that if I had to do somebody else's hair, I would charge my $250 because I'm going to need $250 by the end of the day to make that worth it for me. $700 is not what I would pay, but would I charge it if I felt like my service required $750 and I have a clientele base? Then that's what it is. So that means that if I'm not, because you got to remember, these people don't pay health insurance, they don't get days off, they don't get paid days off. I mean, they're paying health insurance on their own, but they're not getting paid prepaid health insurance. There's things that they have to pay for on their own that we pay for through our taxes and however else we pay, and it just comes out of your check and you don't see it. They're having to build a business and they have to pay all the things up front, like, you know, we do, just in a different way. So when you're thinking about, you know, people that do hair and nails and all those things, you have to think that they are entrepreneurs, they're self-employed, they pay a different tax schedule than we as a people who pay FICA, you know, and get, you know, shared cost insurance. They have to factor all that in if they're truly business people and they're treating this as a business. So what may make sense to me may not make sense to them and may not make sense to you. So how do you feel? And then you do have the people that are providing garbage service. This is with garbage hair, garbage everything. The quality of the service, their attitude, their professionalism, all of it is garbage, and they still charging a lot of money. So you paying to be abused. Now that right there, that's why I draw the line. But when it comes to braids, I feel like braids is a specialty skill, and it does take a lot of time, and there's a lot that goes into it, especially now, you know, with the tariffs and all those things. So yeah, I'm still not paying $750 for no braids, but that's me. You know, she's not marketing to me. You know, I can just sit here and have my opinion. That's it. But anyway, y'all, how do y'all feel about it? What do you think is an acceptable price for braids? What did you used to pay back in the day? What are you paying now? If you're a braider, kind of break down what it looks like on the back end. Remind the people what, you know, you're paying on your own and why you charge the way you do, and the amount of times and the cramps and, you know, the tendonitis and all that stuff. Most of the people that do braids, I'm gonna just say, based on my understanding, don't necessarily have a retirement plan that they pay into, or if they do, this comes out of that. You know what I mean? So these are just opinions. Like I said, I'm just here for the vibes and for the questions and the answers, and to get into the community tab and just talk about the things. This is what we get around, is kind of discuss the things that's happening. So make sure you're getting in the comment section, you know, commenting, telling us your experience and your thoughts, whether you be the nail tech, braider, and all the people in between. Or are you the client? Yeah, I remember back in the day we used to pay $40, but that ain't today's price. I mean, I can even buy the hair for $40. But anyway, as always, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you comment, like, and share, and all the things. And until the next video, guys, bye.